whatever rainy day. The radio and telephone, the movies that they play, maybe passing fancy, and in time will go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In past the Rockies we're told, Gibraltar and Humboldt, they're only made clay. Our love is here to stay.
Yeah, that felt pretty good. So, the point being, I don't have to delineate everything that I did for you the first time, right? I was kind of doing that for your guys' benefit, right? If the music calls for me to play it more subtly, which it definitely does, then I can still do it, and I can do it on the bass. As long as I got that internal drummer inside of me, I don't have to show everything that he or she is playing, right? And what I'm doing. Oh, we don't have to do a ballad. How about a bossa? And then we'll bring some of these guys up. Okay, so bossa nova, I have an internal drummer. It's a different kind of pattern, right? It's a little more of a repetitive pattern, but still, those of you guys who are playing bosses in your combos are probably finding that a real common problem, a real common issue in the rhythm section of the bossa nova is rushing, right? That we tend to rush because the pattern in the bossa nova has what we call a push in the bass part, right? We have do, right? That's sort of the basic pattern of a bass part in a bossa nova and using the kick drum. And that can tend to rush a little bit because it feels, it's a push. So sometimes it goes boom, 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 right? It's hard for me to rush, but that's what happens, right? So I'm always really aware when someone counts off a bossa nova, and that's a pretty good tempo for a bossa nova, I'm always thinking, okay? So I'm probably going to delineate it a little more than Sarah would want stylistically, but this is going to be for your benefit, okay? But then when Daniel comes in, I'll try to pull it back to make it more, to come to her a little more, okay? But we'll start, how about we do let's do Masquerade. And we'll play like the first 8, okay? And then you come in. 2, 3, right? So there's my internal drummer, right? And I'm not just thinking like a steady beat, I'm thinking of all the little subdivisions too. Not that that's what I want him to do, but that's what I'm thinking. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Your eyes don't shine like they used to shine, and the thrill is gone when you're loosely defined. I'm afraid this masquerade is over, and so is love, and so is love. Words don't mean what they used to mean. They were once in the sky, now they're just routine. I'm afraid this masquerade is over, and so is love.
Yeah. Anybody know that song? Yeah. The Masquerade is Over? Who wrote that? You know? Nancy Wilson did the great version. That's the one I know. It's a beautiful tune. There's a little more to it, but I don't want to spend all of our time on this. But yeah, you see what I'm saying? As soon as he came in, two things happened. Hopefully, it didn't sound like there was like a road bump coming from when it was just me playing piano and bass, and when the drums came in, right? So hopefully it felt pretty natural, right? And then I definitely changed the way that I was playing piano, because at that point I wanted to play a little more piano-like stylistically to support Sarah, okay? Still keeping that internal drum, but also you having Daniel as my actual physical drummer, okay? So, does that make sense? Sort of? You guys thinking I don't want to have a drummer go through my head, right? Right.
What about questions?
Yeah, any questions about that? Well, okay, yeah. So he's asking if I can elaborate a little on the negative effects of metronome. So again, now, I would be a hypocrite if I said this was an absolute statement, right? I'm not making an absolute statement. I'm not saying that metronomes are inherently bad. What I am saying is that I've never played a gig with a metronome, so they're not human beings, right? So the music that I taught myself to play by just putting on records. Right, I started with rock. I put on Led Zeppelin records. I put on the Cream, AC/DC, whatever. And I learned and then I just applied the same thing to jazz, right? And so I developed my sense of time and feel, and sort of put them together with the records, right? The benefit of that being more than just getting time, you're also learning style. You're learning sound, you're learning articulation, you're hearing, it's not, so there's a reason why in most college jazz curriculums, ours included, there isn't a class called Rhythms and Time and Jazz, right? There should be, right? We should be teaching this kind of stuff, but the problem is it's really hard to teach it, right? So a lot of us just don't teach it. We say, learn these scales, learn these modes, learn these scale chord relationships, learn these voicings, learn these altered pitches and how they resolve, learn this bebop melodic tendency, and don't rush, or swing, right? We just say swing, right? Well, what's missing in that equation? Play them with the records, right? That's
playing with other people.
And then playing with other people. But as far as like practicing on your own in a room, if the choice is between the metronome and I'm going to say record player because that's how old I am, right? If the choice is between a metronome and a record player, I'm going to go to the record player every day of the week and twice on Sunday, right? Because that record player is going to give me so much more than that metronome. And there's a chance that I'm going to play music with people that have listened to this stuff on this record and that play kind of like that, right? There's literally no chance I'm going to play with a human metronome. And if I did, I would probably be miserable, right? Because metronomes are robots, right? That's not something I want to play with. I want the music to breathe. Does that answer your question? Yeah, sure. So again, it's not an absolute statement, right? Okay, that this is an idea, right? Yeah. Another question?
What are your thoughts on tapping your foot in the circle? Because yesterday you were talking about not tapping your foot, but today you really like tapping your foot.
Yeah, no. So yesterday I mentioned that because I didn't want it to get in the way. I didn't want it to interfere because I wouldn't do that. So yesterday we were kind of emulating a little more what a typical performance would be with me on bass, right, and drum, and these guys on horns. So yeah, I wouldn't want to tap my foot. I would tap my foot on stage with her, right? I mean, I always tap my foot a little bit, but I wouldn't tap it obnoxiously. I was doing it audibly here, like for the same reason that I was playing all these rhythms and syncopations very overtly for your benefit, so you can kind of hear how the internal drummer translates into the music, right? But that is just for the sake of having a good sense of time and feel, right? Once you get that sense of time and feel, and everything is feeling good, then it's the next step of coming to each other stylistically and musically, right? And I would never do that, you know, not too much at least, maybe a little. Yeah, fair enough.
Well, also, when you said you were gonna go very tempo, I mean, it kind of seemed like she was going very tempo. You were telling me before, so that's why I asked that. Because I noticed that she kept looking at your foot when she.
She's probably looking at my foot like, stop tapping your foot.
Oh, I didn't mean to look out. I didn't have an opinion about the foot.
No, the tempo stayed pretty solid. She was looking at my foot because she really likes my shoes. She was commenting on them earlier. She's like, where can I get a pair of those?
Good question.
Okay, so we're gonna really as quick as we can. We're gonna play a version of Our Love Is Here to Stay with some of our students. Okay, so Will, he's gonna play piano. Ben's gonna play alto. Jock's gonna play guitar. Okay, and so we're gonna really get these guys up on stage, and we're gonna have them do kind of what the interns did yesterday, right? Try to kind of come to us musically.
We have Liam.
Oh, and Liam, sorry, I didn't see it. Liam's sitting over there.
So we're running out of time for something that I was going to do, but I wanted to introduce the concept that the performance starts from the moment you set foot on stage. So you all are already in the performance right now, having awareness of yourself, situational awareness. Are y'all going to be on this mic?
No.
Yeah, you're
Okay, I'm still going to sing. If we had time, I would make every person who comes on stage practice standing at this microphone, looking out at y'all, state your name, receive applause if it happens, and have a moment of stillness, awareness. We run out of time for all that, but this is the performance already, how you enter and exit the stage. I think we've run out of time, because I want to make sure we get our vocalist up there too.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna play Our Love Is Here to Stay. Okay, and you're gonna try as hard. So you guys know the tune now, right? So you guys are gonna try as hard as you can to kind of come to us, right? Don't just play chords, don't just play rhythm. Listen to each other. We'll mostly listen to Sarah how she's singing, and then we're gonna play a few solos. Okay, and then we're gonna play it out.
Is everyone going to
How about yeah, let's just do half chords each, okay? I'll kind of do the rhythm, right? So Liam, you'll be the first soloist, all right?
Okay.
So right on, we're back in.
I'm going to come straight.
Right? Here we go. Right in. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for years, whatever brand of day. The radio, maybe passing fancy, handing down the gold. Oh my dear, our love is felt good about it?
How to feel responding to the applause.
Yeah.
And why did you bow?
Why did you?
Yeah, Liam, you gotta acknowledge their applause. They don't
You
just,
got a huge round of applause.
yeah, even if they were just giving
Give
I
it
mean,
away.
even just a nod. It depends on the setting, you know. No, I think just a nod of the head and acknowledgement is enough.
Yeah. Curtsy.
Yeah, definitely not.
Spin. Reference. Always remember, on a tune like this, when there's guitar and piano, you guys want to trade off around. You guys do not want to count at the same time. Okay? Right? It sounds cluttered. Right? And it sounds confusing. Right? Because you can't read each other's minds. You're not always playing the same voice and the same extension. Right? So, but most importantly, with it. But the timing of everyone felt pretty good to me. So, good job. Awesome. Come on, give them a round of applause.
Okay, our vocalist today, is it Natalia?
Yeah.
Come on up.
All right, let's do it. Is it what key?
G.
G.
Right? Should it C? Oh, C. C. C.
Is that C minor or
C.
A minor?
C minor.
C minor.
Cool.
A was C minor.
The plan now is to let Natalia sing the song, and then we're going to address the concept of nervousness afterwards, and maybe do it again. So you are allowed to be as nervous as you want, but what we're going to talk about is the concept that when you're nervous, it's really kind of self-centered. You're making it about yourself when you can get super, super. She might need this turned up too, because I felt like I was really quiet. Well, check, test, check. Here, test. Are you holding? How'd that go?
Oh, was she the scat?
I don't know, were you gonna come back in?
No.
Okay. But I think let's do it one more time.
Yeah, sure.
So, Natalia told me yesterday she was really nervous. Did she seem nervous? Didn't seem nervous to me. So how'd you do it? It seemed like you were very generous. You were telling the story. I believed you. I believed the story. Does anybody know what the song's about? Have you paid attention to the lyrics?
She's like close to her parents come home.
I can't quite hear you.
Like she's kind of hoping that her parents are coming home, like, or she's like waiting for them to come home. Kind of.
Yeah. What do you think the story is? I like that.
If I'm being really honest, I haven't really thought about that, but I kind of like agree with what he's saying. Like, I did like some research on it, and it's like it was saying how it's like a lullaby to their kids. So I'm thinking it's just like it's a comforting kind of thing. Like their parents are letting their kid know that they're there for them, and they're just like looking out for them.
So it's super cool that she actually looked into the song and learned about it and researched it. I think that made an impact on your performance. I believed you when you were singing it. A lot of times people get up and do a song and they don't really know what the song's even about. It makes a big difference. And I use the word generous because you uplifted everybody. And that's the goal, like for whoever's here listening to feel better after the music than when they got there. Even if they feel better because they went on an emotional journey through something really sad with you, they can, feel together. But I thought that was really authentic. I also wanted you to get a chance to come back in after they soloed and see if you have your own interpretation, once you get through it the first time. Do you want to do it again?
We can do one more.
We're going to ask Peggy to solo through once and then give you the chance to come back in and do whatever you want. Don't feel like you have to do everything just to show off, just to prove that you can improvise. But take it as an opportunity to tell this same story, really personal, your own story. And then y'all are going to figure out how to end it.
Yeah, we'll So here's Peggy's one more solo. 1,
I don't need a microphone, I can shout, but we wanna do. Because if you follow us and we already don't know what we're doing, then there's all of us not doing what we're doing.
Yeah, but you did the right thing. You tacked it, you kept going, right? It's just, it needs one more, right?
Right.
We're creatures of habit in this music. We like
Yes,
things
3 times.
to be yeah, we like things. So, but that's just something you learn, you know, when you go out and perform, you know, a jam session or whatever. You can listen to the record, just go.
And if you decide you wanted something other than 3 times, you just gotta communicate.
Yeah.
Use an arm, a hand movement to, you know, like you did the last part, bravado, just, you know, signal us and we can do it.
Did you guys hear the high note you went to?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
I like that.
I want you to practice one more time receiving applause. Okay? That was great, That's great. Thank you for experimenting with us.
Yeah.